Da-na-na-na. 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 Live from the laundry room. We're going to air out some dirty clothes today, boys.
We got some stuff for you to hear.
Yeah, I'm going to do a better job at looking at the old volume meter right there. So if you guys just hang in there, and I could probably get through this one without a flaw. Everything seems to be all right. What I have pulled up on the screen right now would be Tri-City. Help me out.
We got the Tri-Cities drug trafficker is linked to street gangs, is ordered to federal prison.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, what do you think about that, man? I got a few ideas.
Well, considering the picture is of the courthouse, which is right down the road from me, it kind of hits close to home. Yeah, it says that, let's see, this guy will spend 15 years and 8 months behind bars, followed by 5 years on court supervision. He pled guilty in January to possession of 500 grams or more of meth with intent to distribute.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of methamphetamines, bro.
I mean, I didn't
Jeez.
do the math or anything, but I
Holy
think.
smokes. Remember that Cheech and Chong film where he's like, I could get laid with this? Yeah, remember that? Where he's got a whole thing of Ajax in his hands and that chick comes up and
Yeah.
sniffs it. And
Oh,
she's all.
yeah. She's brushing her teeth with her fingers.
Oh, yeah, what a dirty, dirty girl. What a dirty girl. I bet you that's what he's hanging out with. He's got a bunch of dirty girls, man. You got
That's probably not.
you got a good one for that? You got a good dirty joke? No?
I got some dirty jokes.
Ah. Well, shoot one at me.
All right, so teacher asked little Johnny, uh, if there's 5 birds on a telephone wire and you shoot one, how many are left? The little boy says, none. The rest flew away. She said, well, the answer is 4, but I like the way you think. So little Johnny asked her, if there's 3 women on a park bench eating ice cream cones, one's biting, one's licking, and one's sucking, which one's married? She hesitantly answers, the one sucking. He said, the one with the wedding ring, but I like the way you think.
Oh, shit, dude. That's dirty, dirty, dirty. That's savage. I love it. I love it. That was a great joke. Okay, so my next thing that I have pulling up right now, which I read it, and it said Boston Dynamics Robo Dogs pull semi truck, and you want to clarify on the semi truck, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see that closely. If it's on your laptop, you can see it, but that's a Freightliner, which
Here,
most men would not consider that to be a real semi.
here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. I could put a 10-foot box on that, and it could be a truck. Yeah, that
I'm
doesn't.
pretty I'm pretty sure
What, dude? That's the single axle. That is like, okay, that is the smallest semi I've ever seen in my life. That has to be one of the smallest semis I've ever seen. Like,
okay.
is that even
So
obviously it's classified as a semi? Do you need a special permit to drive a truck that small?
that one looks like it depends on the brake system. If it's hydraulic brakes, then you don't even need a CDL to pull that,
I don't need a CDL to pull that. I'm trying to get out of this.
or
There
or
we go.
to drive that. So also, I don't know if you remember, but in the World's Strongest Man competition about 15, 20 years ago, they were pulling planes. So
Oh, they were pulling airplanes.
yeah, so uh, I mean, don't get me wrong, to have them all in sync to be able to do that's pretty impressive.
Are
But
we trying? Are we talking Phelps Field airplanes?
no, we're talking airliners.
Oh, like 747s or whatever they call them now.
I don't think they're quite 747s because I think that's the biggest airplane that Boeing produces. But if I remember right, I hope I got that correct. My mom does work in that industry, so
Oh, don't want to be stepping on mom's toes now. Hey, we haven't lost volume yet, and don't forget to subscribe. Right? I keep pointing to the wrong side of the screen every time. Right over here. Yeah, right there. So don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We're getting the kinks worked out for sure.
that's right.
Yeah, airing out some dirty laundry. Speaking of dirty laundry, I just pulled something up that which was pretty funny. Bernie Sanders, the king of mean, I guess you could say. If you want to give up 70% of your income, I would call him mean. What would you call him?
Uh, I would say unfair.
Unfair. Okay, so here's Bernie Sanders in an Audi. It's worth $172,000. And by the way, the guy that was talking to him, he was corrected because he said 200,000, and Bernie was like, "That's 187,000 after taxes." Oh no, sorry, Bernie. Not everybody can afford one of those. It's a pretty savvy car for sure. Um, of course,
I didn't know a career politician, which is a public servant,
oh,
could
he's never had a tax paying job.
to could afford $180,000 car.
Well, that's why we're here, airing out the dirty clothes, man. This guy's a
Not to
dirty
not
savage. Look at this.
not.
This car is pretty sick. I mean, it's an A8 or an R8.
Oh yeah,
So it's an
I
Audi
think
R8.
yeah.
And he paid for it. What it says is campaign help me out. Contributions. There we go.
Contributions.
Yeah, he bought that car.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, Bernie.
With somebody
If
else's
we
money, bro.
if we go, yeah, that's airing out some dirty laundry
Airing
right
out
there.
some dirty laundry. Hey, I want to take 70% of your income so I could buy a car. And don't forget to send me your money.
Yeah. Well, the thing about his
hey,
game
I
plan.
quickly just thought of something.
Okay.
Now I know why he was like, "Yep, go for it, Hillary. Go for it." Cuz the only reason why he was there is to get your money. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I made enough campaign contributions. I'll just take this money and go buy this new car in front of my $1 million homes.
Yeah. I think it's funny. He's gonna have to say goodbye to that lifestyle if we truly go to his socialistic ideas. The problem is that he is in front of the camera to these kids, telling them that socialism is the way to go, driving a $180,000 car. When in reality, if we were a true socialist country, everybody would be driving a $7,000 car, except for the elites, which would, I guess, technically it would still be him
He
because
would
he would be the one.
well, I'm pretty sure he's tax exempt, right? Since he works for us, right? How does somebody that
Uh,
works for us makes that much money? That is mind-boggling. Didn't he rip off a college? Isn't that what really
so,
happened? Didn't he rip off a
uh,
college or something? Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. That was just hearsay. Dirty laundry hearsay. I got
yeah,
what?
I would say that colleges do pay these politicians a stupid amount of money to speak for 45 minutes, and really all it is transferring money from their wallet to his.
I'm going to currently say at this time, if you got my number and you're watching, feel free to call. I am taking callers. Let's throw that one out there, huh?
Nice.
Nice. Let's throw that out there. I'm not going to give you my number. Here's another headline. I couldn't say his name. I'm not. Al Jazeera Al Karamaya. Sorry. I'll read the headline. Shocking video explaining how Muslim men should beat their wives. Fox News. You could go find it yourself. I am not screwing around. You literally just type in Fox News. You'll find it. I'm not going to show you the video because he's literally beating up a little boy. Because it must be too heartbreaking to show your wife on camera.
No, they're just not allowed to be on camera.
Oh my God! Hey, cover your face.
Jesus, that way of thinking is just so crazy.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's definitely a different way of thinking, and the crazy part about that is that, let's say there's the gal who's in American politics who refused to sign or
her name is Omar, and she's from Minnesota. And there's a lot of Muslim refugees in Minnesota. That's how she got voted in, by the way. And she did not put her hand on the Bible and get sworn in.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would like to ask her how she feels about her brethren producing a video and distributing it out into the World Wide Web.
She would probably say something along the lines of, that's not my tribe, right?
Oh,
Isn't there more than one kind, you know? Isn't there?
Okay.
Maybe that was an extremist.
Oh, it very well could be. You're right.
There's a lot of extremists out there. You know, you live next to one. He was an extreme hoarder.
Yes.
Yes, he was. He was an extremist, which means you go to the farthest extent. You know what was funny the other day that I was reading some history about the old Middle East there, and as they were, which is still a huge problem down there, is slavery. They what's that word? They Newtonized all the slave men.
Mutinized, yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much neutered all the slave men that they got from Africa. So.
Oh, neutered.
Yeah, well, they it's called Newton. It's what they think that they did to Jackson, so they could keep his voice all nice and pretty. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy to read about, and that was before that the transatlantic slave trade. That was pre-United States, so they've been doing that for a long time. My daughter brought up a pretty good point today. She goes, "Isn't Africa a lot bigger than the United States?" And I said, "Yes, Africa's huge."
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "Why aren't they more powerful than the United States?" You got something? That's
a good point.
You got something on that, Cody? I had a pretty good... I let her know what I thought, is that they all speak different languages. They're all from different tribes. It's not united Africa. It's... they're not united in any way, shape, or form. So,
well,
what are you thinking?
Africa is a continent, so therefore, if you were to take the same idea, Africa is the continent, so therefore you'd have to take North America, which includes Canada. So, if you look at the countries in Africa, they are all separate. And if you look at it that way, they are all broken down to a lot smaller than the United States, which is a country.
Oh, okay. So I was kind of on the right track a little bit, but way off track all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a correct statement in that they are not united over there. And there is a lot more of the tribalism, and they have their own rules and their own government. If they have governments, I can't speak about Africa because I don't really know a lot about it, but that would be my guess is that they're all separate countries and they're all acting individually for their own interests.
Right. Yeah, so that's a pretty crazy thing. Did you know that Miami just legalized weed?
just the
Medical.
city of Miami. Miami.
Medical. They must just have some kind of huge grow operation with tons of power that's not letting it open up, because money's power. So I think they just pay these people off, because I think it's really easy to get opiates over there than it is weed. I think weed's really tough to get in Miami. I think narcotics are probably way easier.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's probably a true statement.
I just had a little thing pop up on my thing about CBD oil and how good it is for you, and how good it does for your muscle pains, and they're trying to curve the opiate crisis with alternative ways of healing. So I hope that pans out. I really do. I got a father that takes a few painkillers a day for 10 years, so which wrecks your bones. Your bone structure is no longer, especially after that long of use. So hopefully one day he'll kick the habit or whatnot.
Oh, Big Al says Florida has one of the largest retirement communities.
Maybe that's
why.
Maybe that's why. The difference between today and yesterday is that I left the control panel switch up for my YouTube so I can see what people are writing. So thank you, Big Al. And you probably hit the nail on the head right there. Most definitely.
Yeah, all these old time hippies are starting to retire, and
maybe they don't want the reefer madness.
Maybe they have the reefer madness.
Maybe they're selling the reefer madness, and they were like, "Don't legalize it. I've seen what it happened in Washington. It dropped the ounce to 0." Right now, I'm slanging this shit at the high school, making big bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This ain't the stuff that we used to smoke back in my day.
No, man, this stuff nowadays, one hit quit. You know that dab, Fred Flintstone would say, a dab-a-doo. Ain't that the motherfucking truth? I know you've been out of it a long time yourself. I had dab-a-doo one time and lost 8 hours of my life. I also tried about 50, 60 grams of edibles and was never go there again. So, and I've been doing it since probably 91, 92. And it's nothing like it used to be, bro. That's why I keep that gallon jar around of some old shit, because I would hate to blow my socks off.
Can't keep up with these kids these days.
Oh man, I can't keep up. A dab-a-doo, man. I seen a guy take a dab-a-doo every minute for like an hour, and then he walked around for 8. It was awesome. One time, this guy made me some brownies. Maybe you've heard of him. Old shotgun that played on our softball team.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he made me some brownies one time, and I was scared to take them. So the paint shop, the two preppers, the two morons that were there, they were flipping me some shit. So I was like, yeah, why don't you guys eat some of these? One ended up going home. The other one fell asleep in a car. And I was quickly accused of that. And I said I had nothing to do with forcing them to do anything.
Yeah, I can't shove this brownie down their throat.
I can't shove this brownie. I did tell him, so I gave him a little notion that they were weak as fuck. Eat the whole thing. Oh man!
Oh shit!
I call InfoWars today. I was super excited, and then when I got on there, I was super bummed.
Well, you didn't exactly get your 15 minutes of fame in.
I definitely got about 30 seconds, and he wanted to talk about something totally besides the point that I was getting at. I wanted to know more about the UN and how they're paying
funding
this the mass migration of people heading from South America to North America, and he wanted to talk about the president to be the Democratic president. What do they call those when they're elected or not nominated? Yeah, what's his name? Yang Lee.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Socialism Party wants to give everybody a couple of $1,000. I like to call those bums. So, and he wanted to legalize fentanyl. It's what I read right before I got on there. Some reason I was scrolling through there. That guy wants to legalize what I think is used in methamphetamines. I'm not totally sure. Don't quote me on that. Whatever fentanyl is, and I think it's horrible. Fentanyl and heroin. He wants to legalize both of them. I say if you're going to legalize both of them, you might as well legalize all of them.
Right.
Fuck it. If you're not going to leave them on the table, just go. Cocaine, crack, you name it. Just put them all on the table. Maybe that would shut the drug cartels off to the south and really be starving the Mexicans. Because without the cocaine trade and without the heroin trade, then they're left with people trade, and I don't know how well that is. I'm not Podesta. I'm not going to be taking any kids anytime soon.
That's horrible. You crossed the line there.
Did I cross the line?
Yeah.
I read the WikiLeaks, motherfucker.
Whoa, language.
Yeah,
language. There could be children watching.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Hey, so I just looked it up. So fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 80 to 100 times stronger than morphine.
Okay, there you go. He wants to legalize morphine.
Yeah.
So does that mean when my time is here, I can just call up old Dr. Kevorkian and be like, I'm done? I mean, if you're going to throw him out on the table, you should be able to kill yourself, right?
They started doing that down in Oregon.
Well, that's been there for a while, and I think that's the only... I think there's another state, actually, that you could do that. I wonder what the circumstances is. Hey, remember when I mentioned up that... told you to look up... is it Jamie Young?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
The hell is his name? Something Young.
Help Jamie. Let me look it up. Help Jamie. Help. Anyways, I'm not even going to bother right now. What had happened is there was a divorce in the family. The mom recognized the son as a daughter. The dad recognizes the son as a son. And in the court's eyes, mom gets to say whatever she wants to the son. The dad has to abide by the rules until this goes to the Supreme Court, because that's where they're heading. They're in Texas. Luckily, they're in Texas. If they were anywhere else, they would have probably already, because right now they are currently starting on the medication to turn a 7-year-old boy to a girl. You can look it up. Gosh, I wish I wrote that down.
James Young.
James Young. You can look it up. It's in Texas. Go for it. You're going to be disturbed by what you see. I think there's a GoFundMe page for him, because what happens is, you know, and I know that I'm not a sexist, racist, arrogant prick, I guess you could say. I mean, I love all people, but the LGBTQ community got behind the mom for free and provided her full assistance on this trial, and the dad is left in the wind. So the dad needs help getting people to help him get professionals to properly diagnose his son's ding-dong as a ding-dong, I guess. He needs help. He's got no money and he's got no help. So, I don't know. I was just throwing it out there. I feel bad for the guy. I really do.
James Younger is the name of the kid. I'm trying to find the name of the dad so that you could...
Oh, it's underneath his son's name. And the problem is, this 7-year-old boy has gone through some shit so far with doctors invading his personal space. We are talking about a 7-year-old kid, because I don't live with him. I don't know, boy or girl. Either way, his life will no longer be a average 7-year-old kid's life. It's being manipulated by the parents. There's actually a syndrome. If the mother is playing that card, there is what's it called? I just looked it up on my telephone. I'm not even going to grab it. It's where you think your kid's sick. You give them a bunch of medicine. They're not really sick.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Anyways, it's horrible when that happens. There was a CSI on that too, where they were giving the kid cancer medicine when the kid didn't really have cancer. The mom told the kid that they had cancer. So we're going to stop right there. We're not finished. I just want to tell you, don't forget to subscribe. Go tell your friends. I mean, hey, we're just having fun. If you want to call in. Big Al will hit you up with my number when we're all done with this. So the next time we're on here, maybe you could call in and give me your point of view. So hang in there with me. We're airing out some dirty clothes today. So with that said, yeah, I think that's bullshit, and I wish somebody would really step up and help that man out. What else you got for me, Cody? How was your day?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go off a little bit on that for a second. I just don't know at what point in society we started thinking that would be an acceptable thing to do. That boy in particular has a twin brother, and the mother is not pressing that child to turn into a female. She's strictly just pointing this poor James kid out, and it literally makes me sick to my stomach. I don't understand how that's acceptable. I mean, here's the deal: you turn 18 years old, you go out and yeah, you're feminine, and not be forced to take some substance that will change the dynamic of how you grow up. I mean, allow the kid to be a kid, for God's sake.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave. I'm done. I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, it's horrible. Hey, by the way, I got somebody redoing our logo while we're speaking about it. It's in the background. It's right here. It says DLCast. I got somebody trying to do some modifications for me. So
why is that? Is there a copyright on the American flag?
No, they're gonna clean it up, make it look a little better for us.
Seems like no matter what we do, no matter what we say, there's always some sort of copyright on everything.
No, there was matter of fact on the last video, which we privatized, and I got to fix. There was no copyright on anything we shown. It was the music in the very beginning, like we've been nailed for the last few times. So
yeah, well, I mean, I understand that
just
because
that
was probably coined by that gentleman, Paul Harvey, which is fine. However, things like America the Beautiful and the national anthem, we should be able to play that song.
What you can do is you can sing it for me.
I'm not gonna do that.
I want you guys to go home and just pound that out on the drums and the old guitar for me. That and a little space theme. Something with the old steel guitar. I'm feeling that for sure. Yeah, I don't know how the radio gets away with playing all this music when I can't even play a single tune. I can't play a single tune, and it really irritates me.
That's all right. We'll figure that part out.
So we have I'm working on a 420 deal. It's not panning out because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, a podcast is really easy to do. I could totally do that." And when I call them out on it, usually they quit. So
just no call, no show.
No call, no show. Or they're like, yeah, that's really easy for you. So I'm really working hard. I've been going through my phone as much as I possibly can. I've been reaching out to a lot of people. It is what it is. If you guys have a point of opinion or anything, like I said, hit me up in the comments. We'll talk. If you can't make it, I'll give you a number. I'll make it as easy as possible to do. Currently, we are in my house, so I'm not inviting any strangers. It's not like I can call up anybody and invite them into my house. It's my house.
Right.
So it is what it is for now, but we'll get somewhere. We got 60 films. We got 60 videos up. We're doing all right. We got a steady pace of going. We got some loyal fans, so we got some loyal patrons.
Yep. Speaking of that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Unprivatize. Go into your settings, unprivatize your settings, and then we can see you.
Unprivatize your subscriptions so we can see you. Yeah.
And then once that happens, you can be entered for our drawing.
Speaking of that,
is coming up.
Speaking of that, hold on. I added another 2 people. By the way. So we got 36. We're getting close. And yes, I seen the hat still sitting here in Lando. It's my bad. I'm a fool. But you live right down the road, and I'm even bigger piece of shit for not just driving it over to your goddamn house, which I'm gonna do. Steve Simpson, and I wish you could see this paper. Olivia.
Big Al says it'll be coming up for a car show here in the future.
Oh yeah. Feel free, Big Al. You're always welcome. So always welcome at my casa, your casa. And yes, I still have those stupid rocks that are chipped into pointy spears. I'm going to crack that open just for you so you could check authenticity.
The fake Indian artifacts that you got for a deal at a yard sale.
No. Yeah, we come to find out we got it for free. The funny thing is, I'll never forget this, and every time I look at it, I think he said silly white guy. Always believe stupid shit. Something along those lines, which just made me laugh. And every time I look at him, I'm thinking, you're right. Those aren't arrowheads. The more and more I look at them, I'm like, what are you going to kill a fish? Maybe knock it out. I'm not even quite sure if any of them sharp enough to penetrate skin. Which is awesome. It's awesome. Whoever just joined, if you got my number, give me a call. I'll space you in. You could give me your point of opinion. If you want me to look something up, I'll hit you up. So, yeah, just kind of cleaning out some laundry tonight. I think Bernie's a bitch.
That's a little aggressive, don't you think?
What did he just say? Have your kids color them. They are worthless. God, I love him. Gosh, I do love you, Big L. God, you couldn't be more true. Maybe I should pop him out of there and throw him in my garden.
Let somebody find them later and think that they're an Indian artifact.
That's right. I'm going to go bury him in my front yard and somebody else can find him. That is fantastic. Maybe I will do that, matter of fact. I'm emptying that thing out tomorrow.
Now he's
in a flower bed.
Saying I'm kidding.
Right in a flower bed. So yeah, just that is awesome. I love the feedback. Yeah. What you think? I'm doing the. I got a detailer at work that's well in his 50s, and me and him don't see eye to eye. He thinks socialism is awesome.
Oh, he's in his 50s.
Yeah, and he's washed cars his whole life, and he thinks socialism's awesome. And he goes, "You're listening to InfoWars? You're polluted." And I'm thinking, I listen to Fox News, CNN, and InfoWars. Like, I look at them all, and I take my own perspective of what I see out of them all. So yeah, I argued with him quite a bit about that.
I was thinking that's my mistake. When we first talked about this, I was thinking he was like a 18-year-old, like what I was when I first got into the auto body industry and just didn't know anything. And I think that would be an acceptable opinion of a kid who thinks that he should be at the same level as, say, somebody of your stature who's a hustler and makes things happen. But I was incorrect in thinking that.
No,
He's just
he's an old man and he wants to give up 70% of his income.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
Well, no, he just absolutely believes it. It's the old tribalism groupthink thing.
Mm,
Yeah, strange, huh?
that's just asinine to me.
Well, he also rides a bicycle. Like he's got $100 car and a $5,000 bicycle. I swear to goodness, I looked at it and I'm like, I hope somebody doesn't rear end you. Your bike's gonna be totaled, dude. Like
You should ask him if he's got insurance on that.
your bicycle's gonna total your car. Like he bends a rim on that full suspension bike, he's done. I think it's a Flight Force. I have no idea. It's probably worth more than my truck. He probably takes care of it. He probably pats it down every night and tucks it into bed. He also he also is a snowboarder too, so we totally know where dishwashing and car cleaning. You know those guys. He's got he's got the oldest Burton board I've ever seen in my life. I think it was first gen Burton board. He hits some.
Has it got a
He's a
pointed edge on the front?
Oh yeah, dude. Wingtip in the back, like yeah. It's pretty sick. He got it from a yard sale and he's super stoked about it. But he has no drive, no goals.
Yeah, that's I mean I guess you can't really do anything with those types.
No, you can't. You can't. Not at all, man. Not at all. I don't think I think he's just too deep in it, man. I can't bring him out. I try to bring him out every day. I try to give him the old red pill. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man, come to the light. Come to the light. You're fine. You've lived here your whole life. Quit thinking other countries are better.
If you do, you could always go there.
What? No. I have big plans in my life, and that's to make millions.
Not you, him. If he thinks that these other countries have a better system, like these socialist party countries, he should live there and be a detailer there.
He'd be happy.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be able to go snowboarding.
Oh yeah, dude.
He wouldn't be able to have his $5,000.
He's like, Obamacare is just shit, and he's like, God, our insurance sucks. I didn't find anything different between when Obama was in there and now. I got the same goddamn doctor. What do you think? Somebody else came in and took his place?
I would say that prices have gone up since that was put into place because now it's required by the government.
So anything car insurance.
Anything that's required is going to be that's a monopoly.
It's a monopoly. They got you screwed.
You have to have it. Now you can bounce around in between companies, but you're still getting screwed.
Yeah. I can't believe we haven't lost volume. That was my main objective tonight, is to see why this OBS keeps crashing on me, and it hasn't. I'm actually super stoked. Nice. And we're about 27 minutes into it, and we are running out of shit to talk about.
So yeah, well, this was supposed to be a 10-minute segment, not a 27-minute segment.
Yeah, it is what it is. With that said, tell your friends, tell your family. Matter of fact, go take your dad's phone right now. Log him into YouTube and subscribe him. Maybe you'll learn something. My dad's logged in, and he can't get enough of it. Is your dad logged in?
My dad doesn't. He has a flip phone.
Those still exist?
Yeah.
What?
Yep, you can buy them brand new.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Wow.
And they'll last you the next 20 years.
Probably
Dunk
through
them in
what?
dunk them in water. You can step on them, drop them from 20 feet. Doesn't matter.
Dude, I broke more flip phones than I did straight glass phones. I think I'm running 100% efficient on breaking phones. I've honestly never gotten an upgrade and been able to use the old one. Yeah,
That's pretty.
It's been
That's
pretty horrible.
pretty efficient in being destructive.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there. Gorilla Glass my ass. That's what it should say on that thing. It should say, "Don't drop very fragile glass." That's what it should say. It shouldn't say, "Yes, we could withstand a bullet, but we can't get dropped on the ground."
That's funny.
Yeah, totally. Horrible. Anyways, we got something coming. If not, Cody will be in the laundry room.
That's right.
Saturday.
420.
Hide your wife. Hide your kids. 420's coming up. Make sure they're inside. Just at least make sure you know where they're at.
Because if they're in the laundry room.
Yeah, they could be getting tossed. Yeah, so I'm working on that really hard, actually. So, yeah. With that said, we're done. Fuck you.
Tune in 420. Check us out on the 420 special.
Go to your local smoke shop and go pick yourself up a doobie if you've never done it. What do you got? 100 years to live and you're going to baby it through? You're living in the best years now.
Yeah, have fun while you can.
Yeah, because when you're laying in a bed thinking, man, I should have done more with my life. That's why I'm leaving heroin on the table, boy. Right before I go, because I guess that's the most addictive and the best feeling. just hammer it. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Well, by the time you're there, heroin will be legal.
Yeah, so you're right. They're gonna be like zombies nodding. They're nodding at work.
Yep.
All right. Anything you got to say, Cody? Say it now.
No. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Love, peace, and chicken grease. You've heard it here first, folks. Love, peace, chicken grease. Keep your powder dry, and I love all you guys. Take care. Live from the laundry room. DL Cast, airing out the laundry. Tune in Saturday night. We will be here in the house. We're done for the week. See you Saturday.
We out.